Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
It's on that glass table by the computer.
Yo encontré.
Ooh, nice. You got a nice little cigar over there. All right, front cigar, hold on.
It seems like some cheap shit to me. I haven't even touched it yet.
It just look like a nice size.
I know, right? That blue label, I don't even know what the hell that means.
I might have left my lighter in the car.
I think I got you there too. You better leave it in here.
I'm a professional, guys. I'm a professional weed smoker. I promise.
Is this working?
There you go. Yeah, that'll take it. I just need a little flash. What's your cat's name?
Buddy.
Buddy.
I don't know if we settled on that, but it's a little pain in the ass sometimes. So
Every cat is. I've never met like a cat that was like, oh no, he just never fucks up anything ever.
Nah, he cute and everything, man. But you know, fucking, you don't get his food on time, man. He starts poking your ass in the eye.
Oh yeah, cats don't fuck with him. They don't play around, man.
Yeah,
They'll wake your ass up in the middle of the night.
Massaging your throat. It's like, yo,
Feed me, motherfucker, I hunger.
more or less that, man. Then feel free to do what you want, whatever you need to get comfortable. Right? You're against my house.
Thank you, thank you.
That's how it
What is this podcast called?
This podcast is called You Ain't Shit.
So happy to be a guest.
That's why I love that shit, man. If I could try to avoid telling people the name of the cast and they get it, it's always my favorite.
Yo, that's great. I love it. I love it.
There you go. So the whole time premise is that, you know, fucking a lot of people think that, you know, they're, you know, fucking starting to feel good about themselves. You need to be grounded every once in a while, man. See some goofy shit, realizing, you know.
You ain't shit.
Exactly. That's more exact.
No, I mean, you know what? It's called balance.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people, you know, they get a lot of pride, they got a lot of humility, they get big-headed, conceited, arrogant.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes it takes a family member or somebody close to you to just tell you, hey, you ain't shit.
That's what parents are for, son.
Oh, man. My mama let me know.
There you go.
I'll be worth $1 billion. I'll show up on my mom's doorstep and she'll be like, you stink.
Point blank.
You stink. I was like, hi, hello. Can I get a hug? No, you stink.
God damn, right off the
Put on some deodorant. My mama, oh yeah, she'll kill you off the top.
Right off the fucking plane.
Off the hip. Pop, 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 pop. As soon as you open the door. You gonna wear that? You stink. You don't like the shave no more? Just like,
Joe McGraw with that shit,
yeah,
man.
she'll get you. Immediately you have a complex. As soon as you cross the threshold, like, damn, what the fuck is wrong with me? I ain't shit.
Well, there you go, man. We'll make you feel like your family.
That's what I said. I'm home now.
All right, there you go. With me is Jamal Coleman. Fucking very, very funny dude, man. I had the pleasure of being on the show with this guy. Say hello to people in the TV or the internet, whatever the fuck y'all doing these days. I'm an old man.
Wherever you're streaming and watching on-demand content. Hello, content watcher. I got a lovely chance to meet TC in a comedy contest I was a judge in, and then you won. Did you win that one?
Oh shit, I did. Like come in first place in the first round.
Yes, first
round.
And
then fucking I just lost my mind.
And then lost in the second round.
That sounds about
to
right.
Imani.
I'll shout out about
I think that's yeah.
Shout out to Imani. She out.
Yeah.
No, I'm fucking with her. It's my little sister.
No, you know what? It was a great performance. It was a great performance. It was memorable. You know what I mean? It was awesome.
I didn't even know you were there. Holy fuck, man. That's wild, bro. I don't, dude. I came right out of work. I came in on my work clothes.
Yes. That was like the second time I've done a show with you in your work clothes.
I know, son.
Fuck, man. You needed Tobey Maguire that shit.
What would you put the shit in the bag?
Wear your comic clothes underneath your work clothes.
I'm gonna wear a leather jacket underneath my shirt. That's what I'm gonna do.
So you'll be sweating at work. So you got a leather collar on top of your work collar? Yeah, I got to show out at work today.
Fucking hoodie sticking out of my shirt.
Get on stage in 8 minutes. Start loosening up the tie.
Start disrobing on the way to the stage.
We don't got phone booths and shit no more. Right? You gotta do it on stage while you telling the first bit. Yeah, man, my name is TC.
Pulling down my pants, trying to bust my ass.
What the fuck is going on, TC? Oh, he's a comic. He got his comic clothes on there. Now we understand. Yeah.
Fair enough. Good. That's great though, man. Shit. I don't know, man. I barely even fucking remember anything from that time. Shit is crazy.
Nah, I mean, let me see. You did a set about being from New York.
Okay. Yeah.
I think he did. God, I know I'm mixing your two sets up because I know
Oh
you
yeah,
did.
there's some bleed over there. It's a theme.
Well, the second set was more about beating up bears.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Or some kind of bear genocide or something like that.
Bear genocide is definitely accurate.
More accurate? Okay.
Yeah,
I do, and I think you had mentioned you was a physical therapist.
Yeah.
You did in the second one because I remember I mentioned it in my set.
Yeah.
Because I improv'd a bit about it, and I was like, oh, should I need to write that joke?
Yeah, there you go. I told you to write that joke.
Yeah,
I was like, that's good. That's pretty fucking
I haven't
accurate.
written it. I gotta go listen to all the audio. But I got it. It's in here. It's like
it's in my phone notes somewhere.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Like I write my jokes. I'm very much like a, you know, it could be a one-liner. It could be a story. It could be a character. But the joke is still the same. The spirit of the joke is the same. So like I can take a concept and spin it in different ways depending on the environment, the pace, the timing, the.
Don't you ever get worried about losing like a delivery or a specific order of words? Because sometimes, man, just like a whole,
no.
Yeah, really. Shit.
No.
Okay. All right.
No. Hell no.
I can't.
I mean, I've been fortunate enough to. I've been super blessed to learn a lot of comedy from underneath a lot of people that pay their mortgages doing comedy. And I got some advice from Patrice ONeill because I got a chance to watch him perform. You know, I used to be a sound guy at the comedy club.
Oh shit!
So I started doing comedy.
That's crazy.
And so before I did comedy, you know, I worked there for 3 years. Never thought I'd be a comedian in my day of my life.
I feel you. Yeah. Same thing here,
just getting a check. You know, so just getting a check. I'm the sound guy because I do sound and shit. And got a chance to ask him. I asked a lot of comedians, but I asked him, I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing comedy. You know, what kind of advice do you have for me or whatever? And he was like, tell the joke how the fuck you feel. You know, and I watched him over a weekend tell the same joke. Can't remember what joke it is at the time, but you know,
different every time.
He did it as a crowd work. He did it as a one-liner. He did it as a story and a character. And I was like, that was fucking brilliant. How do you even fucking do that? How do you weave all that into that same joke? And so from that, I learned like, you know, the spirit of the joke is always going to be the same. I don't have to be verbatim. That's a comic thing to be verbatim. You know, I have to say every single word that I wrote. Even if the tag doesn't even work, sometimes comedians still want to keep that using that tag. I'm like, bro, just take that one out, bro. It's not working.
Gotcha.
You take the tag out, refresh it, punch it up, do something. But that one's not working. But people still want to say it. Even after the laugh, you got something. I got to the point where I'm like, I got the laugh.
That's it.
I win.
Then you bail out. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
I don't have to, you know, all the other shit is what I want to do for my artsy form of comedy. But as an entertainer, I won. They laughed.
Fine, fair enough.
You know what I mean? I did it, you know, how I told the joke is how I told the joke in that moment, how I was feeling, and that is more important to me than having verbatim sketch written. I'm from LA too, so like I watch a lot of actors become comedians.
Sure.
So they're like saying their jokes like it's a script. You know what I mean? Hi, my name is Jamal. A little bit about me. I'm from Los Angeles. Los Angeles is very hot, isn't it? Ha ha! I'm a weather person.
God damn.
Yeah, it's just very stiff. You know what I mean? And comedy to me is
like came to life, right? Oh, shit.
Comedy to me is like the Snapchat of art. You know?
Okay, I like that. That's pretty fucking accurate, bro. That's it, man. I like
You know what I mean? It's for that moment, and that's it.
And
I can keep reproducing that moment because I'm a professional, but I don't have to use the same tool to create that moment over and over again.
True.
You know what I mean?
And if you take a screenshot, you're an asshole. That's all that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it over and over. That's it. I'm not letting it go, man. I get it's like a real flash in the pan, like in the moment type of deal.
Yeah, but when you have those moments, you're like, oh, that was fucking brilliant. Let me do that on the next show.
Fair enough. There you go.
You know, and then now it's a part of your act.
Mental note. Okay.
You know, I watched D.L. Hughley, who I thought was like, and I still think is one of the best.
Oh hell yeah! To me, the most underrated dude in that foursome.
Coming off the cuff, roasting people in the crowd, he's the best. And I thought he was always just coming off the top of the head. But I watched, you know, when you work at a club, you get to see people perform Thursday, Friday 2 shows, Saturday 2 shows,
So
Sunday show.
The system.
So you're like, oh shit. He's doing the exact same crowd work the exact same way to every single person. And I'm like, how is that possible? You know, it was blowing my mind at the time.
I mean, it makes sense though, man. There's definitely like snaps I have from my friends where I'm just like, oh god, like this guy's even ready for the snap, that I have in my back pocket. Once they start doing that shit, you in that little comedy cipher, and everybody starts like cutting ass and everything. Oh hell yeah! That's it. I got like 8 of them right here. I don't even have to think.
No, I feel you. No, look at, and I wrote heckler jokes. I got jokes like somebody heckle me. I got these bits for him, but it from like what was the bit he was doing? He was doing a bit where he was asking somebody. It's interactive, so it almost looks like it's live. So it's not like somebody pops up and starts heckling and you like, I got you with my bit. It was like he walked them into the heckle, into the roasts.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so which is like, oh, that was fucking unique. I haven't seen that before. Very top tier comedy, sir. I was like, he was like, oh yeah, what's your name? Can't answer fast enough. Come on, radio. And he said, oh, you slow. And he's holding the mic to him like he's talking to him. But he keeps snatching it before he can actually say something. Okay, so it makes him look like the guy is stuttering and doing things wrong. Of course, so he's making more fun of him. So it's like, oh, this is brilliant.
There you go, sir.
That whole interaction with the crowd and making that a moment. And being able to he did that at one point at one show and was like, oh, that was fire. Let me do that again.
There you go, sir.
And that's like in his set. That's the idea.
Fine, fair enough, man.
Right.
That could be the move, man. But speaking of which, you got anything to plug? Because I know we're streaming now, but I know this is gonna be airing, so just anything you got that you do consistently or anything you got coming up.
Man. I got a lot of things in the works. I just moved out here, and the world is just barely opening back up. So I'm just now reaching back out to all my contacts and getting all my rooms back opened up and starting to get the touring and stuff back.
All right, bet.
But I do have a couple shows in Vancouver, Washington coming up March 23rd and March 24th. They're on my website, jokeoclock.com. Go check out jokeoclock.com.
Check it.
I got all my shows there. You check out some videos. You can check out some content. I got, my social medias are all on there. Got pictures. I got my music's on there. And it's a blog. It's my comedy blog. So it's like after I do shows, I talk about my shows and before and after. I got, so you can kind of see behind the scenes and stuff like that. Like right now, I'm streaming while we're podcasting. I'm streaming to all my my fans in my Facebook group and all those other shit like that. So go check that out. And also check out my comedy album, Dive Bars.
Do it.
It's on all the shit, Apple Music and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. As comedians, we kind of cultivate our craft in bars so that when we find the right bits from all these bars, and you can put together this fire ass set for a club. And then you go to the club and the bars are like running in sand with ankle weights. And then you get to the club and people who pay $10, they already giggling in line and shit.
Oh,
yeah. You're like, we're gonna be a great time. So you be over there throwing layups and finger rolls in the club. Like, he's hilarious. I was like, shit, dude, I just told this joke last night. They were like, shut the fuck up, Kobe's playing.
I said point blank.
Like, shit, the bar is real. They don't know what.
This shit is hilarious.
They didn't turn the TVs off sometime at the bar when you're telling jokes. It's like, they are still watching the game while I'm telling jokes, sir. So if you can even just get somebody to look over their shoulder and be like, that was a good one. They're like, I'm going to keep that one.
Right, yeah.
Keep it.
No, I like those rooms, man. When you get that one little chuck, I'm like, that's going to go, man. My man was halfway paying attention, man.
That's all it's about.
This guy's pulling his hair, he's losing money on the vig and shit. Like, oh, that's not bad. Pulling hair out, shit.
Yeah, man. It's just been, been interesting moving out here. But, yeah, check out Dive Bars. I recorded that album. So I actually recorded at a comedy club after accumulating the material at bars. And actually some of the material has been gone on to be stolen by great comedians.
Oh, look at that.
So go check it out for yourself. I've had a lot of material stolen, but it's like whatever.
Really, man? Like we're talking like premise for premise, word for word, punch to punch, or what? Because I get worried about that shit. Because sometimes I've had parallel thinking with people. I'm like, fuck, I can't do this no more. Because it's just like it sounds too much like what somebody else did. So I just scrapped it.
I had an old school comedian. I can't remember his name now. It was Ray something. But he was like, premises, anybody can get the same premise. You can get 10 comedians the same newspaper, and half of them going to write the same premise.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? So premises will never. But verbatim is like, it's stolen.
Oh, okay.
And the punchline in delivery, that's how you usually know it's stolen too.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It's like, all right, anybody could say, I'm a skinny black person for 10 cents a day. Only you can feed this child.
Okay.
You know, I wrote this joke. Many skinny black comedians have written this joke. But then what are the tags afterwards? What are the punchlines afterwards?
Gotcha. Okay.
When I go, yeah, that was me. I'm Jamal. Hi. That was me. I was the little kid with the fly landing on his eye crawling across his cornea. You know how to keep the flies on your eye? You just put a little shit juice on a toothpick and it trace it around your eye. That's me. Nobody else is doing that.
That's gross.
Hey, don't smile at the camera. Don't do this shit. No. That's me. Those are my punchlines. Those are my tags. So, you pretty much
to hear somebody else doing that is just like, oh.
But there's also catchphrases. Some people will take your catchphrase and they might say your premise, change the punchlines, but use all your tag catchphrases in the joke. And now that joke is dead. As soon as it's on TV or gets more than 10,000 views,
that's terrible.
You're like, oh, back to the drawing board. I'm not famous enough to keep this joke.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It is what it is.
Shit, wow.
It's the game. There's also like, sometimes you might go do an open mic at a club, and some famous comedians' openers might be there looking for material for their famous person.
Wow.
That's a good one. This guy's not gonna make it. We should give that to so-and-so.
That's cold-blooded, man. I'm sure that's like every
This
scene.
has been happening for fucking since comedy began.
Because people are thirst buckets, man. It's just like I don't understand like fucking that desire to fucking be like liked and like loved that much. Do you feel that way as a comic, man? Like, do you feel like you need to get the adoration of everybody in the fucking room?
Not since I did a lot of mushrooms.
All right, yeah, the fucking epiphany. I'm sure.
In the beginning, yeah.
Really?
Fuck yeah. The reason I even got into comedy because I was depressed and I needed love and adoration.
Okay, fine. Okay, it is honest though.
Some
people act like that's not what it is, but it's so what the
Somebody told me comedy was the last stop before suicide.
That sounds about right. Dude, I was gonna be in the newspaper if I didn't start this shit. You understand, son? I was gonna kill as many white people as I could.
He was loading his clips and he said something funny. He's like, hey, you should be a comic. You know what? I'm gonna put down the guns.
Start unloading.
I'm gonna do open mic before I shoot everybody. You right.
There you go.
Hey, got some traction.
That's it. That was pretty much how it went. So.
I'm gonna watch the DC Benitez story. On A&E.
Because it's definitely not in Lifetime anything good like that.
It's on effects.
30-minute movie. like boring as shit.
He was drinking a lot. He got pissed off. Loaded his gun. He did an open mic. Now he's a comedian.
He's about to play Russian roulette with a Chevy Auto.
He's skipping every other bullet. Yo, man. It's a lot of truth to it. I was depressed. I was thinking about being a comedian. I was working at a comedy club. The reason I even got a job at the comedy club, my boy was a comedian and doing sound at the comedy club. He called me up and was like, hey, man, I know you know how to do sound. They're hiring. Know how you right now on the spot. They don't know if anybody knows how to run any of this shit. I was like, man, I'm in somebody's garage right now, flicking spiders off me, rolling the blunt right now. I'm high as shit, bro. I can't be taking no interviews right now. And he was like, nah, man, they don't care. And I was like, okay.
I bet. Yeah, shit, bro.
I smoked on every break.
And nobody gave a fuck.
No, man.
Nice.
It was a comedy club.
Okay,
it was the best job I had ever had. I did the sound, and once the headliner's on, he's on stage for 45 minutes. I don't got to do shit.
You just there picking your nose and shit.
Don't let it be like a joke. Oh, he's going to do 2.5 hours. I'm going to go smoke some weed.
God damn. So you just gone.
It was like, all right, you got 15 more minutes. Let me go watch the last 15 minutes of the show, and everything's cool.
I bet. But like working there, you never got like oversaturated with that shit, man.
I had never really been in a comedy club before. I hadn't even. Everybody thinks about comedy. They think about movies or they think about specials.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people think about bar shows and comedy clubs.
That's true.
That's not. There's a lot of first timers. Like, this is my first time to the comedy club before. And so they don't know about the live experience of comedy. And I had learned about it. And then I learned the business aspect too, because I was an employee. I was like, shit, I'm trying to get my wages paid. We need more butts and seats, comedians. What the fuck y'all doing? I need to produce better shows. I'm trying to get a raise.
There you go.
You know, so I learned butts and seats from the beginning.
Mm.
You know, getting your email list together, getting your fans together at the end of the show. Hey, you enjoy my show? So my email list. I'll let you know when I'm back in town.
Mm-hmm.
So then when you can maximize your ticket sales when you come in town and get your cut.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
You wanted something?
Yeah. I mean, I learned business. You know, I ran shows. You know, people were independent producers showed me how to do it. You know, how to start rooms, how to get an audience, how to get money from the bar, how to sell at the door, what the ticket prices, who to book, and et cetera, et cetera.
Gotcha.
And so I was a full-time comedian for 10 years. Until I got this weed job and needed health benefits.
Right. They actually do give you some decent benefits, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure.
Medical benefits.
Even not working at a hospital, my benefits are awful. Can you check? I'll do it. Just checking to make sure we're still recording because
I've been checking.
We good.
All right, there you go. That's the voice of God, my wife, everybody. Might hear that every once in a while. That's just how it is.
Something right down from the mountains.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
I showed up mad late to the podcast because there was a Ukrainian protest on the freeway.
For what?
Peace.
From what?
It was just a bunch of people of the Caucasian variety with a bunch of Ukrainian. They had to go up clothes and everything. I was like, damn.
The fucking
the green
blue and the
and
yellow.
the blue. Yeah.
I was like, green?
I was thinking Jamaican.
My
bad. It went through a black filter.
Gotcha.
They was all in the Ukrainian gear. They was geared out like they like bicyclists or some shit. You know what I mean?
So brave.
Yeah,
so brave.
yeah, on the freeway.
Fucking up traffic.
Fucking up traffic. I'm like 30 minutes late. I was like, what is the frick? I saw like a car on the side of the road with lights flash. I was like, oh, somebody probably broke down. Everybody staring at this dude, bro. And I was like, no, it's just a regular ass car. Still traffic ahead. What's going on? Traveling slow as fuck. And it was just,
what's this proving? What's this for? Like that's what I hate about Portland being so goddamn performative. That's what it is. It's like it's kabuki. That's all it is. It really is.
We really care about that.
Exactly.
It's you know.
Try standing in Ukraine instead of standing with
people
it.
Gotta understand, like before, people recognize Portland as a protest city because of the whole Black Lives Matter and all the Proud Boy shit and all that bullshit. But before that, Portland protested 240 days out of the year anyway.
All the time.
All the time. This is what they do anyway. They just like, oh, something to protest? Yeah.
We're with something.
They're like, oh, can we get signs? Can we get markers? I got mine already. And then they get, I got my old fucking shit over here. I got a shirt already that says Ukraine. They already ready to go. They're ready to go. They're like, do we ride our bikes naked this time or what?
Why do these motherfuckers like being naked so much?
They're just like, dude, Portland is about that naked life. There's a lot of naturalists out here. There's a lot of
that's what you're gonna call
libertine. There's like people who just like don't give a fuck. Portland is like a town that got forced to be a city. There's like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a big town. That's what I keep saying.
What's the minimum we gotta do to be a city? 2 bridges, fine. We'll do 2 bridges. What's the minimum? We gotta do like 10 blocks. All right, 10 blocks. That's it. Everything else is very towny. You know?
Oh hell yeah, without a doubt. Man.
When you leave downtown, it's like very rural fast.
Oh yeah, it's out of control,
yeah,
man. Just going 3 exits in.
Yeah,
it's just
there's no sidewalks over here.
Which I don't like. It's fucking disgusting.
It's not industrialized over here. This is a colonial home.
I can't do that though, man. Like fucking
You're New York, dude.
I know. This is not a city, fam. I stand by that shit, man. No one says this is a starter city. It's just like it's like the Fisher Price of cities. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, it's a little dangerous, whatever. But to be fair, Portland, when I'm in downtown, I don't want to be there. I want to be on a Bronx block at 2 o'clock in the morning before I'm in downtown after dark. I hate it there. So.
Yo, on the way here, my dude, somebody was hitting the meth pipe in the traffic lane.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, listening to some Childish Gambino mixtapes, and I'm like, oh yes, top tier raps. Let me get my weed real quick. And the dude next to me is looking out the window, and he's like,
piping head
shit. He's got like percolators and shit. He's got like a beaker and bulbs and shit. And I was
you're not hitting the dab.
And I'm like, No, I know dabs, bro. That was meth pipes.
Got you.
And I'm hitting the weed. I'm like, hey man, to each your own, bro. At least you're not driving. To the passenger seat. I was like, this dude. Portland used to be when I first got out here. Portland was when I first like visited here. I was like, oh, I gotta be up here. This is a clean ass city, fresh air, fresh water, fresh food. You know, it reminded me of downtown LA, but still kind of like clean.
Got you. Okay.
The time that I've been here, in the 3 years I've been here, it is worse than downtown LA.
Son, it is bananas. So this
because downtown LA, I was gonna say downtown LA got Skid Row, but Skid Row's over here.
It's
not like they like, all right, homeless is get below 4th Street, guys.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
We're sharing downtown. You guys, Portland's like the homeless is everywhere. They're like, this is what we do now. We doing heroin right in front of your shop. My bad.
That shit is crazy.
But
man, look at that shit.
I did a bit about it. I don't know if it was a show that I was like, these homeless people out here in Portland is different. Homeless people in LA, they kind of a little bit ashamed. You know?
Well, I got a bit about that too.
Out here, they got a smoker. The dude had a smoker. He had a phone. He was charging his phone. I was like, you got a smoker, my dude? You camping. This isn't. You're not homeless. You choosing this.
So I saw a video of some dude who fucking, what do you call it? Like, I don't know how this guy did it, but it was like under a bridge. My man stole gym equipment, son. Yeah. This dude had like an ergometer and elliptical. Like, yo, like you need like 5 people to lift this shit. Like, how did you do this?
Health is wealth, baby. I don't need a home. I just need to stay healthy, baby.
It's like behind all these bushes and shit.
He's on the motherfucking elliptical under the fucking freeway. Health is wealth, baby.
Jesus Christ. Take off his fucking catheter on his arm. Asshole.
And you know what? Put a suit on him and somebody gonna still hit on him.
Oh my fucking God. That's disgusting. Son.
Oh man, they got couples out there, man. I'm just like, y'all having the most grimiest sex ever, man.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Your genitals smell like garbage.
And you already know that there's no fucking condoms being used there. It's over.
Man,
it's just a nasty sludgy.
It's hey, somebody need to go tell them they ain't shit.
There you go. See, that's all I'm trying to fucking say, son. You know what's funny? The other day, I actually I ran a premise fucking up there because I was just going like just right off the top of the knot or whatever, and I was talking a whole bunch of shit about Russians. And then you could feel everybody's asshole clothes out here. And I'm just like, I thought we hate these fucking guys. We've been hating these motherfuckers since 1960, and then now we're gonna be like, stand with Ukraine, but Russia's not that bad either. Like, what do you want to do, son? It's the general sentiment, son. Like, I don't know why we have to protect everybody. Like, it's a little stupid.
America is we're very policey. You know what I mean? We love police. It's a police state. So we police the world. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but you're talking about the people who hate the police kind of being policey. You know what I'm saying?
Look, when I'm talking about America and the theme of America, I'm not talking about the people in it.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? You and I don't like the police. America loves the police.
Gotcha. Okay, all right. There
America. I might not like football. You might not like football. America loves football.
Gotcha. Every time you see a flag, I got it.
America.
Police.
America.
There you go.
America.
With the U.
America, we love the police, we love our soldiers, we love our guns, we love our tobacco, we love our firearms, we love our alcohol, our beer, we like our women's bikinis.
Okay, like
burgers,
like a beer
barbecue.
That's how they beat them.
Give me a big ass car that eats up all the gas and destroys the world.
That's what America's here for.
America.
I can't.
Did somebody say something about liberty? I swear to God, I'll kill everybody for liberty.
That's my favorite thing about those motherfuckers too. Like they'll get all gassed up about what about my freedoms, and then as long as it's like what you want, somebody else's freedom doesn't mean shit to you. Not even fucking remotely, man.
Not even remotely. Yeah. You know what's funny is like everybody's like, Ukraine, you gotta stand up for Ukraine. These refugees have it so bad, Ukraine. But what about all these other refugees that we just had on our borders? We just had this for the last 10 years.
Yes.
So South Americans, we got the Syrians, we got North Africans, we got Middle Easterns that are trying to get away from bombs and wars, and then everybody else is throwing up 150-foot gates and razor wire. But then right now they're like, You go say Ukraine guys.
Wrong color, man. That's what it is, though.
Paper
man.
bag though. They're like, we'll save you guys.
Which I don't get either, because it's just like, yo, don't you love lettuce being like $1? Like, don't you love that? That costs like illegal Mexicans. That's the cost of business, man.
That's what's happening right now. Now people are like, look, I don't know if you've seen the gas prices in LA right now. They're like $8 a gallon right now.
Fuck all
and
that.
People are like complaining, and they're like, well, that's because all the gas that we were getting from Russia, we're not getting no more because we're throwing all the sanctions at them and shit. So now, so your gas prices, that's your freedom fund, motherfucker. That's your.
Want to be independent and shit.
Oh, you want to be a motherfucking patriot? That's your patriot gas.
There you go.
You get that, pay that.
We should just start strong arming Texas. Like, yo, hurry up with this shit, man. More oil,
the reason
motherfuckers.
the reason we got the discount on cheap shit in America is because we got deals with everybody else that produces it for cheap in other countries.
Well, we consume more than we produce, don't we?
We consume. We're the capital of consuming on the planet. And we instead of making it here, because we like, you're in America, you're gonna charge me $20 an hour. I'm cool. I'm gonna go to India and pay him $5.
Yeah, there you go, just like that.
I'm gonna go get China and pay them $2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to Africa and pay them $3.5 or a little bit more quality.
Yeah.
They're gonna get that shit shipped out here, sell it for an iPhone price.
Yeah, right, son.
And they're gonna make $1 million trillion.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you know what my thing is with that though? I'm slightly okay with that.
No, that's the American way. It's exploitation. It's the American way.
Fair enough.
I'm
I'm
not
not paying $3,000 for the farm.
I'm not mad at it. But look, when you want to be America, and you're like, no, we need to go there and we need to face Putin and we need to show him who's boss.
Doing that bullshit.
We're gonna show him who's boss. We're gonna do it peacefully by sanctioning him and taking money away from them. But that means we just gotta pay a higher price on our gas. Fuck that!
Nobody's willing to make sacrifices.
Whoa! I gotta get to work. Oh, wait a minute now, Ukraine! I gotta get to work. That's when it is all fucked up. That's when everybody is like, oh, people are like, I need to take off work. Because this thing in Ukraine is it's affecting me and it's raising my anxiety.
Are people really doing that?
People are really doing this shit.
Jesus
people are doing this shit. And and I appreciate that. You have so much empathy and compassion that something halfway around the world is affecting you, but it's the news that's doing that shit to you.
Oh,
because if they was pointing their camera at some people with darker skin and doing that shit, did you still have that same effect, or would you be like,
nobody?
Oh well.
Nobody gives a shit about Ethiopia. Fucking that place is in a civil war for the past goddamn year.
Right.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit. Obviously, because there's no resources. Exactly. Gas don't go up in Ethiopia. Exactly that. Nobody gives a shit about bearberry fucking seasoning over here, son. That's exactly how that shit goes.
Now, if they was getting all their, let's say, their coffee beans from Ethiopia, and the Civil War made Starbucks start charging double the prices, now it's a problem.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, no, my latte, my cafe mochioco. Oh, my God, I can't get my caramel macchiato.
People will still pay $16 for that whack-ass fucking latte.
America's addicted to a bunch of shit. And it starts fucking with our addictions. That's when we start tripping. When it starts fucking up the money, that's why NASCAR is like, hey, racism, y'all got to go. We can't do the Confederate flag. Y'all fucking up the money.
Oh, hell yeah.
we need more black people money. We done tapped out on the white people money, guys.
Like, how many black people are fucking support NASCAR? Like 8?
You gotta believe it. Ever since they got Bubba, dude, he got a Netflix special right now. Like it's deeper than just.
I'm proud of money, but I feel like he likes NASCAR.
It's diverse
because of white women. It's more exposure.
But that's everybody. It's America. That's the American dream.
When we get either white
woman. It's another addiction.
That's it, man. I'll agree.
You know what I mean? That's what you grow up on, watching TV your whole life. Farrah Fawcett, Jennifer Aniston. Like, you know.
I don't know. That chick is so plain to me. I never understood why. It's just like, oh yeah, she bad. I'm like,
I was in love with Jennifer Aniston.
Were you really?
For like 10 years.
Oh my dear.
But now I'm like, she's a very gorgeous woman. I appreciate her. I like it.
I think she got better
when I was
age,
younger,
to be
I was
honest
like,
with you.
But I was the media. You know what I mean?
Topanga was a way badder white girl.
Yeah, but
sitcom,
yeah.
God damn, that bitch was thick.
She was, she that was like, it was a different phase of life though, different hormone curve. You know
Was
what I mean?
it? Shit, how old are you? Cause
I'm 42. So
okay, all right, yeah,
when I was watching Topanga, I was probably like 15, 16, so I was like, yeah, she juicy.
Exactly, son.
Yeah. But by the time I was like fucking with Jennifer Aniston, I was like 20. I was like, she'll be a good girlfriend.
All right. Making sensible choices. About your imagination.
I'd beat off, but I was like, she probably pay my rent for me.
All right.
She's so sweet. She's so good. She can make biscuits.
She's gonna make healthy meals for you.
You know what I'm saying? She's gonna get out for me.
That's fucking stupid.
She rubs my back after I come home from a long day of work. She's so sweet.
That's ridiculous.
But I never watched an episode of Friends.
Because it's ridiculous.
You seen Friends?
Yes, for like 5 minutes and I changed the channel.
Okay,
That's not New York City.
I was just gonna ask you from New York. This is like, how they friends in New York for 10 years?
And you run into like 2 black people?
There's no black people.
There's 2 of them. Oh, Ross dated one for like, I think that's
one episode, a half episode.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
She had 7 lines.
She was in like I think a series episode. Somebody was making this case to me. That's the only reason why
I've never watched it because I was like, I can't watch it. It's white supremacy.
It's painting an unrealistic picture.
Yeah, I was like, how they in New York? They never met no colored people.
That's true, son.
To be
fair, Seinfeld did the same thing. I watched Seinfeld. I did.
See, okay, man. I was gonna say that there's a lot of
there's plenty of Jews in
it.
Exactly.
And it's very tight knit.
Mm-hmm.
However, I didn't watch a bunch of Seinfeld either. I've seen a lot of Seinfeld, but I didn't watch every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like people go on and on. Like Friends is the best sitcom.
I don't
want to
hear that. I don't want to hear that.
And I was like, how could you say that? Have you ever seen one episode of Martin?
That's true.
One episode of Martin? I'd laugh so hard at Martin Lawrence on every. Oh my God, that would be one of these episodes where he's doing a character.
Between Broadman and Hustle Man, that was it for me.
Yeah, from the quick flow. Come on, man.
Sunny Man comes down in the fire escape. Bro, man, is that my shirt? My man wearing the extra small.
He's like eating a sandwich, coming from your refrigerator and shit. Yeah, come on, man.
Oh shit, son.
All the characters was phenomenal. Yo, what the fuck is this shit, bro?
That's vinagre de piña. So that's some Puerto Rican shit, man.
Say it slower.
Vinagre de piña. So,
vinagre de piña.
Yeah.
It's vinegar of what?
Pineapple.
Pineapple vinegar.
Okay. So fucking let's say you have some rice and beans.
Right.
You pour that shit over there. Think of that like hot sauce, bitch.
Okay.
Right?
This is a big ass bucket of hot sauce.
Goddamn right. Man. This has to like ferment with the sun and everything.
Oh, okay.
There's like witchcraft in this bitch.
Oh,
man.
okay.
I'm telling you, son.
You need sangria.
Exactly. Santeria. Man.
Okay, both of them.
Sangria. Jesus. I'm learning.
I'm learning.
And that's all you can do in life.
Yeah,
man.
see, I need to get high again.
That's
my weed is coming down. I was just telling him before the show. It's like, look, I'm a genius when I'm high. When high come down, I'm dumb as fuck.
Good. When you're done smoking that, tell us how to fix the Ukraine-Russia scandal.
Oh man, it's easy. It's easy. You gotta take Putin out, man. This dude's been a KGI Secret Service member that turned president and keep extending his presidency.
Are you president for life?
Yo, that ain't president for life is a king.
That's how we beat him.
But
son.
you know what? His money's too long. You know what I'm saying? There's too many oligarchs, and there's they've owned industries for too long. You can't be a president and own an industry. You know what I mean? They're doing the same shit in Mexico. The president owns all the phone lines, and there's only one phone company. Yeah, I'm saying, you gotta stop the politics getting all the money, bro. They hustle.
Of course. That's exactly.
Google that shit. Hey Siri, how much is Putin worth? $500 million. Too much fucking money for a politician.
Gotta be more than that. I feel like.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the money. The only way to end it all is to assassinate them. Kill the broski.
Neutralize.
We gotta get a Black Widow. We gotta get Black Widow.
Right.
We gotta get Yelena. We gotta get the Avengers.
Some triple operatives.
We gotta get Hawkeye.
Alright. You know Hawkeye ain't gonna do shit.
He gonna shoot us.
We can put a boxing glove on a fucking arrow dick. That's what he gonna do. Get the fuck out of here. Who hit me?
A boxing glove on an arrow.
Like whatever the fuck it is. Man. It's got trick arrows on it. What the fuck?
Boxing glove hits the wall. comes off of one of them extenders and this and shit.
Puts a knife in his neck.
That's so dumb funny. Nah, man, it's you know, this shit is evil, bro.
Well put.
This shit is evil.
I'll give you that.
And a lot of people ain't really fucking with evil no more. A lot of people, you know, I forget who said this quote, but it's like the only thing that stops. I'm fucking up the quote.
Only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy.
No. But it's another one with like something like the only thing that can stop something that just stops evil is like.
When good men do nothing.
When good men do nothing. You know exactly what I'm trying to say.
I mean, that's a paraphrase.
I'm way off the para.
Okay, gotcha.
Quadriphrase it.
With 4 degrees removed.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. Right,
It's a phrase, though. It's a phrase.
Gotcha.
But, you know, people aren't doing that shit no more.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that's why people aren't on the freeway.
Well, people never really did. You know what I mean?
Well,
like when
people really did.
You think so?
100%. Black people been dying by the police for a long time.
I'm talking about white people. What the fuck?
That's the point that I'm saying. White people are trying to say, hey,
we've got to stand up for something. This isn't cool anymore.
That's because they want to stand with Ukraine, not stand in Ukraine. They don't want to do that shit. So they're accepting foreign nationals right now.
But that's fine. You know what? They need to do more. Do it all the time. Just be consistent. Keep that same energy. And I feel like this is keeping the same energy with the Black Lives Matter, so I'm happy about that.
Sure. Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm happy about that. That was the first time in my life, first time since the 60s that I've seen where white people's like, hey, they've had enough. Come on, guys. They've had enough. Jesus. Knees on his neck. Come on. Let's get out of here. We got to let them know. We care.
There you go.
Not fair. We care.
You know what I hate? I hate how, you know, some folks kind of just look at that. And then even though some of it is performative, even though a lot of it, you know, is kind of...
social media.
Well, pomp and circumstance, basically, right? But at the end of the fucking day, would you rather have that or the fucking complete fucking opposite, man?
That's what I'm saying.
I totally get that. I'm not gonna knock anybody for having those feelings and everything like that. Just don't think that you're fucking better than anybody or fucking that. Oh, you don't have any opinions or feelings on that? Like, I'm allowed to kind of be like, yeah, it sucks, but this
I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't affect my life all that much. There you go.
I don't care if you do that or not.
It's honest.
It's honest. I appreciate your honesty. You don't gotta be a social warrior. You know, you don't gotta be all that. As long as somebody's out there doing that shit, is good.
There you go.
And I support them doing that. That's cool. Hey, when the white people's out there getting kicked in the head by the police, oh my God, that's what the black people have been going through all this time in the 60s. Oh my God,
it's only fair.
Singing, we shall overcome. How do you do runs? I don't know how to sing like that. Just getting kicked in the fucking head. I was at the house watching on the news, like, damn. Thanks, Elias.
Get in there, man. Front line, baby.
You shall overcome for us. Do that shit. I love y'all.
There y'all go, man.
Click. That shit dumb, man. Look.
That shit is outrageous.
I do Black Lives Matter. I'm glad that everybody else is recognizing. I understand that all life also matters, and I don't want to say that in the most fucking matter, but I'm saying in the matter of fact, like, we're the only known humans in the universe. We shouldn't be killing anybody.
Of course.
We shouldn't be doing any kind of petty activity versus any of us, you know, and all this shit is petty.
People can't help it,
all this shit is petty.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah.
You know, and I watched, you know, so a lot of times Americans, we get caught up in our media and our news and all that shit and social media and our perspective from where we are, and we don't really get the perspective of people from where they are, and you know, and everybody's siding with Ukraine because they're being bullied. But they have a superpower with all the missiles throwing everything at them, and it's fucked up. But at the same time, if you go and anybody gonna check out what the propaganda is in Russia, what's Putin saying to his people? He's like, look, man, NATO got rockets and missiles pointed at my country, at every country near me. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to try to keep my people safe in my future. And they said, this is what I gotta do.
A likely story.
To get my fucking, I mean,
yeah, I got you.
What's the truth?
Well, I mean, then he also does some bullshit where he's saying like, "Oh yeah, man, you got people that are Nazi sympathizers out in the Ukraine,
Of course.
and look what they're doing to like the Indian and the African folks that are trying to flee." It's like, dude, it's like the world turned upside down. It's like white people are leaving their own country, like, no, you stay, you stay right there.
You see it fight for his good.
Exactly.
And there's a bunch of dudes from Congo who are like, I'm Congolese. This is not my country. I'm getting on the streets out here.
Exactly.
I'm sorry for college, man. I'm just fucking white girls, man.
Is that what it takes to get control of this country? We just gotta make all the whites just flee in terror. That's exactly that.
I mean, that's pretty much how we got all the foot grounded of every city in America.
White flight.
White flight.
They're like, oh shit, they're coming. They're moving in. Oh shit, we gotta go.
Holy shit, is that a black guy with a suit? Holy fuck.
But then they come back and gentrify. They was like, oh, you think you got us, huh?
It's this constant
Hipsters.
Oh god.
And that we, this is America.
It's terrible.
This is America. It's an experiment. It's an experiment in class and race. And so far so good.
Yeah, okay. I'm really trying to be like pragmatic about that. Yeah. Okay.
If you think about how
it's
it started,
better than it's been.
think about how it started. How it started in 1776, or if you want to go further than 1600s.
Yes.
The real best started 1619.
I bet.
Just dump some Negroes over here and make them build everything.
There you go.
Kill everybody here and say it's ours? Okay, cool.
We got that too.
All right, now let's start this independence. We got it, independence, guys. It's all our land now.
Exactly that. We're freedom press.
Freedom press.
Exactly that.
I mean, and they learned it from Europeans, and Europeans was like, this is what we do. We have this little bit of locked land. We're about to go take over the world. We studied how to kill people very well.
I think Europeans like just had to develop those skills because just like we're just gonna keep going to colder and colder places where I can't grow nothing, so I must kill you.
Right. I mean, they didn't start off with compassion at all. They could have like just went on a mission and be like, hey, we can use your help and we'll train you. But they was like, nah, we just want to take it all. We want to own it and you.
Jeez. And you.
We'll take all your resources and you to go, please.
I like that.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll rename it. How about that? And you.
The Indian thing always makes me so goddamn mad. It's just like, yo, and then like the fact that Italians like want to celebrate Columbus Day. It's just like this guy's a fucking moron. He never did one fucking thing right. He slipped like he fucked upwards. Like, does that make sense?
He did one thing right. He is the founder of the transatlantic slave trade. He did that right. He was like, look
what I found.
He was like, look, we can make trillions.
Jesus, man.
If we just take these people, we just take them, and we just take them over here, and they have no help, right? And we can rule them with guns and swords. They have nothing. They're naked. They don't know nothing. They're super nice. They're dumb.
That's how
and the women is bad too. They bad. They thick. They thick. We gonna take all of them.
There you go.
We'll call them Puerto Ricans.
That's how that shit was, though, man.
Yeah.
Like, definitely in Puerto Rico, dude. Even those tribes, like a lot of the time when they went to war, most of their weapons were non-lethal too, just to kind of settle disputes and shit like that.
A lot of African wars were performative. You know, of course, violence. It's just a human trait. It's not by.
I mean, to be fair, there were kids getting their fucking heads cut off in fucking Mexico and shit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, violence is cultural too. It doesn't matter where you're from. It's human beings reach violence through emotion. But that's because human beings aren't taught to master their physical, emotional. We're not built to master all our states. The people that spend their time doing that, we call them weirdos or some shit like that. Unless you're in India. Then you're like, oh, you're a guru, you're a master, you're a fucking Sadhguru or a
9 times out of 10.
Mahashi.
I forget what the title is, but that begins with the end that they have.
Yes.
Man. But and I get what
you know what I'm saying.
I get what you get.
You know what I'm saying.
But a lot of those guys just use that as an excuse to fuck.
Oh yeah, I mean the 60s
Keep
for
it
sure. In the 60s for sure. But they still brought meditation to America. You know what I'm saying? Like, they meditate.
Think.
Yeah. Have you ever had an orgasm before? No? Let me show you how to fuck with this yoni. See, what you want to do is And he fucked that pussy up, and she was like, "Guru, you changed my life. You guys should come orgy with us."
I'm sure.
And it was crazy in the '60s because they was on that free love shit. Which they didn't know about HPV.
I just keep getting warts. I just have a name for it. That's all. That's pretty much
like, that's what dick's supposed to look like.
You think I some bumps on? What are you
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Not get dick? She was like, you right. The '60s, you know what I mean? They didn't even have hand sanitizer.
That's fucking bananas. Nah, man.
That shit was great.
Just people in the mud in Woodstock fucking. Yeah. Oh,
Jesus
Christ, man.
Yeah. It was gross.
It's funny how like the '60s was just like such an explosion of all of that shit, man.
That was the last dangerous risk generation, bro.
You think so?
100%. My girl's dad, he's like late '60s, early '70s. He's at the house visiting right now. I'm renting a house.
Mm-hmm.
He found a ladder on the side of the house and rinsed it off. It's been raining. We living in Washington. It's been raining. I've been living there since October.
Shit.
God knows how long that ladder's been there. He rinses off, puts it all together, and standing it up. He's like, "Oh, this is pretty sturdy. I'm gonna change your air filters." I was like, "You're not gonna get on that fucking ladder, right?"
Okay.
It's just been water soaked for months. God knows how long. You just rinse the mud off. You think it works? It's rusty as fuck. How much is a ladder? I'll buy a ladder. I'm not gonna go get on this ladder. You're 70.
It's like concave
You're
pieces.
70. He was like, you young kids, you ride your bikes with your helmets. Yes, because it's safe.
That is true.
You can die from 3 feet of falling.
I know. Like people don't even register that. That's not even like fighting and everything. The minute I turned like I think it was like sometime in my late 20s. I'm like, I'm never gonna throw another punch a day in my life, man. Because then you start hearing shit. It's just like, some guy got cold cocked, fucking banged his head up. He had a traumatic brain injury, and now he has to walk sideways the rest of his life. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, he's gotta do this.
He's like, I fucked some buck ass nigga at the bar. He was at the bar talking shit, and he sucker punched me, so now I got a crab walk over.
Exactly that.
Nah, I'm cool, bro. Like, when I
Can
told
you put the fork in my mouth, please?
First of all, like, when you start getting in that mid-20s, that's when your muscles start tightening up a little bit. You be like, maybe I can't play as many games of basketball as I used to play. Like, I took a charge, and my arm still hurt from 2 weeks ago. Like, I'm cool.
It's the beginning of the year.
That's the beginning of the end. You know, like, I'm not fucking fighting nobody. Because, like, I'm not about to pull no shit or break no shit. Like, as soon as I turned 25, I was like, well, I got to start stabbing and shooting motherfuckers.
That's what I got to do.
I was like, well, that's why I was like, that's no wonder they changed the age of having hand pistols. Like, when you're 18, you can get a shotgun and a rifle. But when you turn, like, 25, that's when you can get all the other shit.
It's only fair.
Yeah, I was like, because nobody
out.
wants to fight no more. That's why. It's like, nobody's fighting. We getting pistols now.
See, that to me, like open carry and all that other shit, that to me is wild pussy shit to do. It really is.
You know what, though? You know what? I don't know, man.
It is wild pussy. I believe in holding a gun, but it's just like, you needed to go to the fucking grocery store, you fucking punk. Is that how it is?
I feel you because you're very New York.
Exactly.
And you guys call everybody a pussy, even when they... It's like, you're a fucking pussy. I'm just going to work and feeding my mom. You're a fucking pussy.
Look at you, man.
But California, it was like, we couldn't go to the store without having a gun on you. You had to keep a pistol grip pump in my lap at all times. You know, that was a real thing. You was like, all right, man, we about to go to the fucking liquor store. Okay, let's fucking
just to see what the fuck happened.
Just to make sure we safe to get to the store and back.
That's wild.
So, you know, it was like that. And it was.
Well, I mean, what's LA's stance on guns, man? Can you just like fucking, can you conceal?
No.
Okay, so it's always illegal.
We have to have your gun in the trunk and unloaded.
You can't have a gun carried on you in New York, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't keep it on you. It has to be, you know.
I don't even think you can do that in New York,
the trunk.
Man. You can't do it in the trunk. You can't do it fucking. I wish I had more things that rhyme with trunk so I could do some.
You can't have it in the trunk.
You can't have it in the bunk.
You can't have it playing fun. You can't have it being drunk. You can't have it being drunk.
There you go. I lost my freestyle skills, man.
Got bars, son. Bars. Yeah, man. Yo, bro. Well, you know, California was always the Wild West. So it was always about having the gun on the hip and shit like that. And, you know, it was always about the things. But as time progresses, it was like, okay, guys, maybe not have it on you, but maybe keep it on your horse. Then your horse turned into car. The car turned into trunk.
Gotcha.
You know, and then it's still so now it's like it gives you time to calm down if you do get to altercation. Because back in the 80s, it was like this nigga stepped on my Jordan. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm.
It's you're dead on the spot because he had it on him. He was drunk. He the heat of the moment. Whatever.
Of course, yeah.
A lot of murders in the 80s. That's why I grew up in the 80s in Los Angeles.
That must have been bonkers.
I couldn't leave my block. You know, I rode my bike. I lived on a corner, and I rode my bike from my grandmother's driveway to my neighbor's driveway and back. That's all I could do. We played at the house because there's a drive-by every fucking night.
That's
my
crazy.
grandmother's house got shut the fuck up. I'm traumatized like a motherfucker. I got a drive-by in my house when I was 8 years old, laying on the ground. Don't get up. You know, that shit is terrifying. It puts a fear in your heart. You know,
I believe it, man.
So it's like, you know, the West Coast has always been on that Wild West shit. So, and then I also have family from the South in like Texas, and they've always been about, you know, Bibles and guns. Exactly. Bibles and guns. My grand, you know, when people are like, you gangster hold the gun and you hold the heat and you got the rammers and I got the spitters, I got the flamethrower, I got the whatever. Like my grandmother got guns. So I mean, my grandfather got guns.
Like it ain't nothing.
It's always been guns in the house.
Well, I mean, that always makes sense to me, man. You need to protect your castle, fam. Yo, if you come in my house and I did not open the door for you, son, you are gonna die every fucking time, son. I don't care if you have a TV in your head. Right in your head. You're an example for everybody else. Don't come in my house, man.
Just like I do spiders. You would be an example. Okay?
Exactly that.
Let's go with mine. But, you know, they didn't have houses and shit like that. Like, you know, we grew up, I'm an apartment kid. So I grew up with people always on top of people.
You like low rise shit or what?
You know, just California apartments, man. Just you get big spreaded apartment complexes.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean? But
I'm just so used to
like you guys are up.
Like,
yeah, we out. Yeah, y'all up, we out. You know, you like shit. It's 10 minutes to get to the front. You know, if you're walking, I got to get the mail. Fuck.
I know
it's
a job.
Laundry. Wow, we should drive the laundry in our complex. Shit like that.
Garbage goes in your trunk.
Shit like that.
Crazy.
You know, on the way to work and shit. But, you know, I grew up in apartment complexes, but my grandfather and my grandparents, they grew up on farms. So they had property. So if you have somebody on your property, like, even on the outskirts, she's like, what the fuck is going on right here?
Exactly like that. It's just, hey, how y'all doing?
Because you can see far off, you know, you're like, what the fuck is going on out here? You know, and especially, you know, being black from Alabama, you know, there's a random white person on my property, get the guns. We don't know what's going to happen, get the guns. You just hold the rifle in the window, I'm going to go talk to him.
Keep it on.
Keep it on.
Exactly.
You know, you got your cousin, your nephew, or some shit in the bushes with the shot. You know,
see, that's only fair, man. There's less witnesses.
Right.
So that's what you need. That's pretty much it. You know, if there's so many people around, man, I don't know. I think that's what kind of keeps, like, I mean, there's still violence in New York, and you know, you can still get poked or stabbed and all that other shit. Or whatever. Yeah, that's the shit, son. I've met plenty of dudes that have just told me their $1.50 stories, and it's just like,
I was learning what that was, so I was like, that's horrific.
Yeah, you get $1.50, man. That's
like,
it, man.
Somebody just slice you in the face for no reason?
Yeah, just no reason sometimes, man.
That's
absolutely.
Most
of the time, fucking from like, you know, I only know 3 people that got hit with $1.50 or whatever, right? 2 of them was just some dude they had beef with and everything, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And the third one was just like random.
Yeah, just random, man. My man was just like fucking in a subway station. I guess you know, you're angry, you got something to prove or some shit like that. And whack, that's it. He just hits you. You know what I mean?
Hey, got me!
It's some horror fucking.
Your lips is fucking.
I don't know, like the dude I saw, the scar he had was just like, it wasn't that bad, but your face and your head, it bleeds, bro.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy,
thin ass skin and nothing but nerve endings, man.
That shit must have hurt like a motherfucker.
That reminds me of that Fat Joe line. Like half of my fucking clique got scars.
That's true. Cuban Link, I think he scarred up on his face.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Or even the camera on, like, is like, oh, you took a couple shots to be IB.
Just patch that up, man.
Yeah,
you never take the bullet out, yo, your body will absorb it.
Hey, that's how I feel about Ukraine. Like, this war's every day, B. They be aight.
Yo, that's how they are with that shit.
Wars every day. They just media hype.
Just smiling and
Nobody
shit.
give a fuck about the Middle East every day or fucking North Africa. Ethiopia says it's a civil war for like last year or some change.
Yeah, that's it. Nobody gives a shit, man. See,
It's
that's why I don't think I could ever. That's why I'm glad I got a wife, man. I'm glad I don't have to date any of these, people that are just like SJW and like a motherfucker. Because then it's just like, because then I gotta bring you back down to reality like every so often. Where I'm just like, look, man, fucking like I'm gonna point out some inconsistency in your thinking, and then you're gonna get mad, and that's it. And it's kind of gonna do with fucking I think you're an asshole or anything like that. It's just like, did you think more than 10 steps ahead on this? Nobody fucking does. So nobody self-evaluates anymore.
Me and my girl say this shit all the time. People, there's a lot of scientists out there. It's always like a movie where like the scientists, it's like fuck, they just did a Netflix movie. All these scientists are trying to save the world and shit and tell people the truth, but nobody gives a fuck because they have opinions and they're doing entertainment and media and shit. And so we're always saying whenever we see that shit, we're like, there's another scientist. There's another scientist. But they're not saying no science. It's just like, I have no proof or facts, but I have an opinion, and my opinion is this.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, it's like,
just being in the medical profession, like there's levels of like like a study or whatever, right? And then all the way at the bottom is professional opinion. That's all it fucking is. That's not in a fucking like medical journal.
Yes.
Like it never fucking is. It just isn't. It's just some guy like makes a fucking seminar somewhere, and it's just like, ooh, okay, everybody claps, and it's like
thoughts.
That's pretty much it.
Theories.
Magnets on my head. Cancer gone. Got it.
Got it. Get theories and thoughts. All right. Have you tested it? No, not at all. Cool. You know anybody has worked on? Nope. Okay. Have you even done it on yourself? No. Cool, but I believe you. And that's the world we're living in.
Have you ever dated a conspiracy nut?
I've been one.
So you're the problem.
I've been one. I was in conspiracies in the late mid-1990s. Excuse me.
Got you.
In 1996, 97, I was like really into conspiracies. 98, whatever. But nowadays, that was before the internet and shit like that.
Oh, okay, all right.
So this is
okay, all right. That might actually have more plausibility. So
this is like, hey, you read that book, right?
Which book?
That's how it was back then.
The dudes in the subway station passing out.
Like you would open a jacket and somebody would slide you a book and be like, oh, this is that shit. And this is how you know the game or whatever. So this is how you get, your knowledge. You were learning from a rap song.
That's kind of true. Though. That's like, whoa.
Like, oh shit, okay. So you would pick up little shit like that. But this is before they reprogram rap and all this other shit. So now everybody's programmed and shit. You can't trust information. Information is based off money and attention now.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? It's advertisement. Hey, do you want to fucking buy my Amazon shit?
No.
Buy my Amazon shit. Now you can learn about fucking coding.
All about it. Exactly that. Whatever happened with that?
Download a Facebook fucking app filter to show your support right now for 50 cents and 25 cents goes to Ukraine.
That's ridiculous.
Dumb shit. That's what it is now. Social justice warriors, people. But at the same time, and this is going back to what we was talking about, that level of because this is what it's based off of attention, and people want attention, and if you don't, we're still herd-based society, so if you don't give that same kind of attention, then they're gonna try to shame you, and that's where you like, man, fuck everybody, I got my own opinion, and I appreciate you for having your balls to do that, but not everybody has those balls, and they're gonna be like, default mode, I support.
Exactly.
I support now, guys. You know what I mean? White dudes just want to keep fucking white girls and don't. White girls
believe
to just be supportive of black dudes all the time. It's like they already love all the hip hop songs. They love Travis Scott. What am I gonna do? I have to be supportive as possible. I have to be as supportive as possible.
That's true.
And so they can get back.
That's what. That's it. White women control a lot. That's all I'm trying to say. So I feel like they.
The lot of realm is the white woman. Ever since Sparta was like, we're gonna give y'all rights.
That's it.
Y'all white women, y'all got rights.
Nobody else.
And the white women was like, we're equal to white men.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tell them this is Sparta. And remember in the movie, right before he kicked dude in the pit.
Oh, yeah.
He looked over at his wife and was like, "Is he talking too much shit? Should I pop off?" And she was like, "Fuck that nigga." And he was like, "You know what? You should watch your mouth. This is Sparta." Kicked it right the fuck off.
Oh, dude. Yeah,
Because they was like, only Sparta women are strong enough to grow Sparta men.
Mm.
You know, in the society where they give women rights, like that, the Egyptian society, stuff like that, that was the best societies.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
yeah.
so like, if you wanted to control your society, you take away women's rights, and that's how they do in America.
Of course, you're treating pussy like a commodity, son.
But even more than that, women are educators.
Mm.
So if you destroy their self-esteem, control their ability to have kids or win or how they can, how much money they can make, how far they can go. If you glass ceiling them in every arena, you can control their lives, you can control their kids, how the kids' mindsets to be for generations.
Yeah,
unless you got some kind of random kid that comes out like, "I'm gonna be a billionaire, I got all the talent, I'm super smart, I'm gonna save the whole family." Which it happens all the time in America too.
Well, that's the argument for, abortion. It's just like, what about that kid?
Right.
It's just,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
like trying to roll a 7 on one dice. This shit is crazy.
What about that one kid? You got 7, my dude. You might want to just give up. You've been playing Lotto for 30 years. You hit it yet?
We gonna hit it.
We gonna hit it.
This is the year, man.
You got a football team, my dude. You might as well give up on the kid thing.
That shit is ridiculous.
Yeah,
man.
but
Was like you never dated a girl that just had like some wild ass thoughts that you just kind of just put up, probably because the pussy was good? No, that never happened.
Hell yes.
like what's the most wildest shit that you're just like, I can't believe I'm still having this argument with you, or I'm just not gonna have the argument with you, but I'm gonna listen.
I dated a girl who only dated me when she was drunk.
But Billy just get blasted.
She would be like, "This is drunk," and we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay.
But when she was sober, she did not know who I was. I was like, "Me and Jamal." It's like, who the fuck? No, you came to my comedy show. We're friends. We go hang out all the time. We make out all the time. What is going on here? What are you talking about?
Exactly. Are you serious?
She's
That's
like,
some real shit.
Yeah. She was like, I have a boyfriend. What are you talking about? I've been in your house, in your room, cuddled you in the bed. You don't remember any of these things?
I held your hand while you vomited. You don't remember any of that?
God, I can't fuck with you no more.
That's wild, though, son. For how long?
Oh man, maybe like 6 or 8 months.
That doesn't make any sense, Jamal. That doesn't make any sense, man.
Yo.
That's crazy. You just drink a person away, like, every week?
Yes.
That's fucking... She had to be lying some of those times. Had to.
I think she just
Jamal, that's outrageous.
I think she liked attention, man. And I was giving her a lot of it because I was like, I thought she was a banger, and I wanted to be all about that life. I never got to like smash or nothing. I was just trying. I was trying real hard.
Okay, gotcha. But you're like in that weird pseudo space, basically. Fuck, that's terrible.
Yeah,
that's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
man.
it was bad.
Holy shit, man! I think my prostate just swelled a little bit. That stressed me out.
I've had a lot of.
It's gonna take you 4 minutes to piss though. That's fucking crazy.
You have to shake that one up. Shake that one up. I've had a lot of unique female-male relationship issues in my life. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is what it is.
The worst I ever had is just like I was messing around with some girl who was like a Cosby and an R. Kelly sympathizer. I'm just like, nah, sir. Oh, but I'm still putting up with it because I'm like, this is pretty good. But like you're still trying to like make arguments and everything like that. It's like, yo, why, son? Cosby did that shit. He did it 60 times, man.
And she's like, but he was a brilliant comedian.
That doesn't mean shit.
And then you're like, but he was a brilliant rapist, bitch.
He was both.
Yeah.
You can be two things at the same time. I promise you. So.
Yeah, I tried to watch the Cosby Show after all that stuff, and it was some episode. I can't remember. I think it was like one of the kids, little girls on his lap, and he's doing all this, and I was like, "Gosh, that's all."
Yeah, we done. This is it. It's making me weird.
Exactly. I feel real creepy.
You feel like you complicit.
I feel like I called him up and gave him a ride to the house, and he like set the Ubers up or something. You know what I mean? I feel like I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know what was going on.
Got you.
I feel like I feel like the dude who hooked Drake's up with girls. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You like Drake? He's right over there. Go ahead, fuck him.
That's ridiculous.
Just talk to him.
Yeah, that's it. He cares about your
might like
feelings.
Yeah.
You heard those songs, whatever.
He heard those songs, whatever.
I don't know, like women, like I believe him. I'm like, you're an idiot. I think he's really being sincere. I'm just like, he ain't saying nothing. The fuck, man. You know what? He actually had a line which I almost gave him credit for. Almost gave him credit for, because what was the line, son? Better late than never, but never late is better, right? So I was just like, all right, I dig that or whatever, right? Tell me why I heard a guy in fucking a nursing home say that shit. Like, he don't listen to Drake. He's a 7-year-old white man. You stole that shit. Yeah. This is some old school shit. I'm tired of
Jim Rohns or some shit. You got Tony Robbins or some shit. Yeah, fucking Drake line.
Oh, you make me sick.
You got that from a motivational speaker.
Oh, shit, that was crazy, man. I used to mess around with this one girl who was like obsessed with Drake, and then also like painfully jealous, like that jealous where it's just like, are you looking at porn? And I'm just like, yes. What the fuck do you think I do when you're not around? Stupid? What the fuck? You know what I mean?
Funny, yeah.
How could porn ever be cheating to anybody?
Well, I mean, it's easy to think of. I can understand the perspective.
Yeah, but it's a stupid perspective.
Yeah, I didn't say it wasn't stupid.
Okay, well, I got you.
I didn't say it wasn't stupid, but I can understand it.
Got you.
Some people are a little bit more possessive of people than other people. So some people are like, "You're my boyfriend. How dare you use my cum? Don't you dare jack off without me."
It's your cum.
Why would you need to jack off anyway? I'm right here. Why didn't you just call me?
You're tired. I don't know. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Like,
I'm sending you get defensive right now. Like, something asking me all these questions, Jamal.
I'm having fucking recidivism.
But I'm just saying, some people are hyper possessive of people. You know, jealous people, man. Some people are like that, and that's because they're insecure or intimidated, and they've been cheated on or some other shit. You know,
but it's porn, fam. It's just like, yo, like
some people were like, some women are like, I fantasize about you when I jack off. So why you need to go look at all these other women? How come you just can't look at a picture of me and be happy? And you like,
I do that 10% of the time. Like,
I do that too. But you're not doing none of this nasty shit.
I got nothing to feel off of.
You do more nasty shit then.
Exactly.
Feel me, this is something. I'll just watch you.
Just every other day. Just
every other day. Like every 25 minutes. I mean, you know what?
See, now you got a third job.
Now you got a third job now. You don't even get paid like you get paid. See, now we gotta get the whole setup now in the house. We gotta invest. We need cameras and lenses and lights, backdrops, rubber sheets. We gotta get blue.
That's so outrageous.
You gotta shoot for at least like 6 months straight. You got to leave to work. You got to be out of work for at least 6 months. So I need at least 10 years of footage. In every category, babe.
Obviously.
Now I gotta act and be in it too. It's a whole thing. We gotta employ people. We gotta get 1099s. We gotta
extras.
LLC now. It's a whole thing now, babe. We gotta open up a whole porn company.
There you go. Now we gotta bring in other bitches. Oh, it's a nightmare.
We gotta get lawyers involved. Contracts. You might as well just let me watch porn.
There you go. That's all that shit is.
It's free. I can watch porn for free.
There you go, son.
You know what? I gotta pay at least $500 to Zoom, legal Zoom, to get a LLC.
That shit is crazy, though, son. But you know what the worst part is? It's just like with that particular person, it's just like it was like very like flingy, like, you know what I mean? But it's the fact that, you know, this shorty was actually Jewish. There was no way to bring me home. It's impossible. Right. You fucking kidding me? That's exactly what it is.
Yes,
but I know, but at the same time, it's just like
Sex is on the spectrum, man. Some people's freaks and some people's prudes.
I got you, but like being a prude and being a fucking possessive weirdo is two different fucking things, though.
Well, it's a learning experience, man. Nobody trained you to fucking date people. You gotta get out there and see what you know. You gotta fish, and you gonna eat that fish and be like, I don't like that fish. I'm gonna try to get another fish.
I'm gonna toss this.
Like, this one looks exactly like the last fish I had. I'm not fucking with this fish. You go fishing, he's like, oh, this is a different fish. Let me try this. Oh, it's tasty, it's cool. I'll do like this, but I really don't like that. Keep fishing. But I'm gonna eat this fish. I'm gonna keep eating on this fish while I'm fishing. That's what people do in their fucking early 20s, late teens and shit. And
yeah,
like,
okay, all right.
I'm gonna eat on this fish, and then
It's a fair enough analogy. I like that.
Keep
Good
fishing.
metaphor.
And then you might find a fish that you fucking like, and then you start trophy. You start game hunting. Now you're looking for the big one.
Of course. Yeah.
The one you're gonna put on the wall and have for a long time. Look at that. Yeah, well, you hit the button and start singing and shit.
Some real classy shit.
Classy shit. The fucking jaw.
Singing bass. No way.
That's the goal is to get the the trophy fish. You know what I mean?
Oh hell yeah!
I got caught me a 20-footer.
This is it right
The
here.
marlin. You know what I mean? I don't got to fish no more.
Mm-hmm.
Eat off this for life.
There you go. I got
Eating that fish every night.
It sound like you need a different food choice. That
analogy get dark real fast. Yeah, man. I've dated all kinds of weird women of all kinds of nationalities and demographics and.
You ever get anybody that like fucking what do you call it? Like you knew you were being fetishized, bro?
Oh yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, you know what? Like fucking, it's interesting for me because fucking like
I'm a man. It don't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
It don't matter.
You just accept it and you're like, okay.
I'm like, you wanna fuck me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Hold on, give me shoes off. Give me shoes off.
We'll work through this later.
But I did have sex with a girl one time, and I think I said something like, "Get you in for this big black dick" or something like that, and she was like, "Oh my God, Jamal, you're so much more than that." And I felt bad. I was like, "Shit, oh fuck, I made it racial."
Oh shit.
And I was like, "Damn, oh damn."
I got you. Why'd I do that, basically, man?
I gave her money afterwards, and I was like, "You're
all right."
You're a keeper to somebody.
It's gonna work out well for you in the future. Once this starts becoming transactional, it'll be that way.
No, but it was sweet. I was like, oh, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I shouldn't be a fetish.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm old school, man. I grew up in a time period when the bully white dude Chad with the collar popped up in the 80s was getting all the chicks. And then I grew up in that early 90s where all the light-skinned Al B. Shore dudes was getting all the chicks. And then in the late 90s, it was like, oh shit, dark dudes can get chicks now.
Oh yeah.
But you gotta be a thug and you gotta shoot everybody all the time. And it's like, shit, damn, okay, I'll buy some Timberlands. Fuck. I was like, shit, I can't afford Timberlands. I get some Lugs.
Shit, at least you were in style, man. Like for real, like for me, it's just like I feel like I had to hustle for every piece of like ass I ever fucking got.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
Because if you're like below like 5'9", like your like options are completely cut out from under you.
Don't get the tallness twisted.
Come get your son.
Yo, I know I'm 6'3" now.
Okay, and
but I grew a foot over my fucking sophomore year in high school. I was short.
Okay.
I was like 5'1".
So you're talking about from 16 to the rest of your life. I've been fucking 5'7". From 16 till now. So, you know how many things? It's just like, yo, there's times I've like flirted with people sitting on the couch. It's cool. Like I'm rubbing on your leg because your leg is on top of my leg.
Right.
I get up, energy changes. Immediately, it's just like, oh, nah.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah, you like that? You ready to go? Yeah, we should get out of here. She's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go.
That shit is cold-blooded, man.
That's fucked up.
To be fair, though, I don't think anybody wants to, like, wind up on somebody and give them a dub, and then, like, you're in, like, their belly button. Like, it's a problem.
But look at man, I'm tall, dark, and handsome, right? I fit the description.
Okay.
And for the police and for love. I fit the description. I've been vulnerable and taking advantage of chicks who are vulnerable. I have I got
emotional space.
I'm not saying I pity fuck. But I'm saying that like let's say like some lonely girl who wishes she was a beautiful woman and everything, but doesn't have a boyfriend on Valentine's Day.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
She's all of a sudden gonna hit on me, and then fuck me, and she's gonna have what she wants for Valentine's Day, and then when I send her flowers the next day after, then I'm doing too much.
Yeah, you're being a piece of
I'm
shit.
an asshole all of a sudden. I was being nice. I thought I'm supposed to, like,
Of course, want you to feel good,
call
man.
you afterwards. It's like, I get it was Valentine's Day. I'm not saying I love you, but I was trying to be cool.
Exactly.
But I'm an asshole. I'm doing too much because I sent you flowers after I came in your butthole. Like, come on now. I think that's responsible.
It is. I appreciate you. That's got nothing to do with all these weird, strong emotions. It's just like, hey, man, you're all right. I like you.
I wanted to dang you. A 69 you.
There you go.
Here's some flowers.
There you go, man.
Thanks.
There you go, man.
Appreciate
Hopefully some other time. Maybe. I don't know.
Appreciate you. We don't ever have to see each other again. I'm just saying it was an awesome experience. Thanks. High fives. Yeah. She did not appreciate that shit. It was very weird too. This particular girl, before, and this is how I knew I was being used, because before in the wine and dining, she's sweet, innocent, and talking like this. By the time we got back to her house, it was like, all right, so this is what I want. Okay, what happened to the? We're not doing no romantic fucking. Okay,
it's gonna happen.
This is I'm just the penis that you needed. I'll just. There you go. I'll just sit in the corner and watch you guys.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
It was a very unique sexual escapade, but
you take what you can get.
Somebody shared their body with me. It was awesome. You know
that's the way I look at it too.
Yeah, especially women have the option to choose. Women be like, no. To get a woman to share their body with you, the fucking stars gotta be aligned. There's gotta be her fucking birthday.
You gotta say all the right shit.
You gotta say nothing. You just gotta look good that day. Don't say too many words. You say 20 words or less.
You might be honest on this shit.
The women love men. They love men. They hate men's brains. They hate their opinions and their words.
Okay, fair enough.
You know what I mean? Or sometimes even your voice. Like I remember one time in high school, before I had this sweet baritone voice that I have. I had a very high pitched voice.
Got you.
And I knew this girl that I was in love with since like 6th grade. And she was dating all these different dudes, and I was a friend. I was like, I know these dudes aren't right for you, but whatever. And she finally was single, and I was like, here's my chance.
Middle school and shit.
And I was like, you know what? I was watching with all these guys, and I know what you really need, and I think I can provide that for you, and I would love to be your boyfriend. And she was like, oh, Jamal, you're so cute and adorable. That's so sweet, but I hate your voice.
Oh, my God.
Just like,
but you know what?
Punching me in the face.
I bet, but you know what? I built that build character, and it's better to just hear that shit.
Nigga, I rap, I teach, and I do stand-up comedy. I use my voice in every arena. I sell. I use my voice in every arena to make money, so fuck her.
There you go. That's it. Look at you, sucker. Now you're an ass.
No names, though. I still love her. She still comes to my shows. I love you.
That's what's up.
And that was like, it was like, that's 30 years ago. I'm not bitter. I'm not fucking bitter.
Not remotely.
I let it go. I would put that in my notes or something to talk to my therapist about.
Middle school's a goofy ass fucking time, though, man. It really is.
It's all the trauma, man. All the trauma. Like 13 to 19 is traumatic.
Oh, hell yeah, man. You don't even know what the fuck you are. You don't even know what the hell you like.
Just blacked out. You know what? If you there's I don't know if you've ever seen the Netflix show Explain. There's like
like they educate you on certain topics
shit.
and everything.
There's
like
one
that.
about being a teenager. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. Let me check this out. And there's like the teenager's brain is going through so many changes of chemicals and all this other shit that it makes them act the way they act. It makes them lazy. It makes them want to test authority. And I'm like, yo, we don't really even have that much control over ourselves. Your body changes and your brain chemistry changes, and you crazy all of a sudden.
A little bit, yeah. You're a little bit more volatile than you should be, man. It's crazy. That's right, yeah.
But if you go back to like ancient times, they taught their kids how to meditate at a young age. So when you breathe a certain way, you can change your brain chemistry. So you can affect, you eat a certain diet, you can affect your brain chemistry. People don't know that shit in America. It's like,
to be fair, people died at 30.
Yeah, true.
You're a fucking adult at 12. You got a fucking family. You got a job. You're out there tilling the fields and shit. Just shoving turnips in your fucking kid's face.
You have to get your shit together fast.
Exactly. At
And the older generations, they had, they didn't have any coping techniques that we have, and they just had to deal with the trauma.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Your grandmother is just like, yeah, the whole village died, but we good.
Want to hold it together.
Yeah,
man.
you know what I'm saying? Like, they died in the plague, and then it was the civil rights racism thing, and then we had a flood, and then the fire, and then the earthquake, and then the civil rights racism thing.
Okay.
And then the flood, and then the fire, and then the earthquake. Then there was the recession. And he's like, damn, still alive, grandmother. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Say, okay. Thank God.
I guess so. Yeah. You're really looking out.
Exactly. I'm praying that you die. You need rest.
See, that's exactly what I was.
That's why they like rest in peace. Life is work. It's hard fucking work.
Oh hell yeah.
That's why they call energy is measured in joules, and joules, is measured in work. You know what I mean? Energy is the potential to do work. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much work you can do? How much work did you put into your life? How much energy did you put into your life? How much work did you put in?
Are you a religious dude or no?
I'm a spiritual dude. Gotcha.
Okay, so you don't really subscribe to anything. But you're trying to just hedge your bets just in case.
I wouldn't say I'm hedging bets. I'm like a spiritual vagabond.
Okay, gotcha.
I've been all of them. I've been all of them. My dad was one too, so I kind of got it from him. He was like Presbyterian, Lutheran, Baptist. He was Wiccan. He was fucking
Muslim.
That's how I got my name. He was. He was Scientology. No, my brother's name is George. That's what I'm saying. He went back to Christian.
Star Moon was when he was a Wiccan. That's the name.
It's the whole thing. He's been it all. So he, when I was a kid, he was like, son, after his tour, he was like, look, son, believe what you want to believe, but it's all bullshit. The only thing you need to focus on is love and forgiveness.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm with that. And so the more I did research, I found, I found a lot more propaganda and things that were stolen and taken from Africa that got translated and made it to Greek, and now it's Christian and Roman and all this other stuff. So you can't toss out the baby with the bathwater. So there's a lot of ancient wisdom in some of these old scriptures, but you can't take it for face value like this is history or this is a way of life.
A historical document.
This isn't a way of life. I can't live by this book because this was written 5,000 years. They didn't have the internet, so they don't know what the fuck my life is like.
Everything written around it happened in like a 30-mile radius. Whatever the guy.
And a lot of this shit is like, don't eat these foods, and it's like, cool. That's because y'all didn't have refrigerators.
Y'all didn't fucking cook pork all the way through. You dumb motherfucker. This is exactly why I can't be Jewish or Muslim. Like, name me one Puerto Rican Muslim. I haven't seen them. So.
Damn no.
So you have roast pig for fucking breakfast, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, I need my some rice and some pork, son.
So even the rice got pork in it?
That's what I'm saying.
Cut bacon in that bitch.
Yeah, I tried to date a Puerto Rican chick, and I tried to learn Puerto Rican cooking into like woo her. And I forget the meal that I made. I can't even pronounce it no more and shit, but it was fire. And she's like, this is just like my mama used to make.
Shit, okay, son, that's how you fucking get it in.
Yeah.
That's a death sentence for that Latin woman.
I didn't fuck that
up. Son, that's a layup, man. Yo, this shit is like 1 inch from the hole. All you gotta do is drop it, man.
I'm the worst. That's why I'm so happy to be in a relationship right now.
You just like, no more closing. I already got it.
I'm not a closer, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm an opener.
Got you.
When we was young, they would be like, we be in Vegas with the homies. Like, get Jamal a bottle of some liquor. He'll get it popping.
So you just.
I got a group of girls. We're all cracking, and then everybody started. And everybody getting their dicks up with me. I'm like, well.
This is a crime.
It's a good time in Vegas.
Jamal just smacking lips and grabbing tits.
I'm gonna just drink and pass out in the room, guys.
I don't know what's worse, like fucking like. I don't know, like fucking. I think I'd rather get a little bit of something. I'm pretty sure, like you get like what around second base before it's just like, all right, this isn't going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, I've made out with some chicks, but I'm just not a closer. I'm not like a.
Gotcha.
I never knew how to be like, can I take you away from all your friends and fuck you in a dark room somewhere?
Okay,
it sounds weird to me.
When you put it like that, That's exactly what you're trying to say, but with not those words.
Yeah, I was like, I wouldn't want my daughter to do this shit. I don't even got kids. I was like, I wouldn't want my daughter to date me. Creep.
Can we go somewhere to fuck in a dark room? Okay.
And then I'll just send you back. Good luck.
Oh, that's fucking outrageous, man.
I never, I didn't really understand casual sex when I was a young kid. I was a relationship dude. I was a high school sweetheart. I was a, I had a 10-year relationship type dude.
Damn, dude.
Okay. Yeah. So when I finally got out of that, then I was like, okay, this is I'm a single person now. How do we do it? And it was already too late. It was at the fucking female revolution and shit. It was Spice Girls was already out and shit. I was like, I didn't know what to do. Women was throwing their panties at people. I remember the homies was like, we gonna take you to a club, Jamal. This is how we do. We gonna get a couple drinks, buy some girls some drinks, dance with them. Ask them if they want to go back to the crib, and then we start parting ways and we gonna fuck them. I was like, this is the plan. This is how it works. Okay, this is a plan.
It's magic. Exactly.
And I was all on board. All right, let's get some drinks, get in the club. But what I was thinking, it was like I was a wolf and they were lambs.
Oh, okay.
And I was gonna be out there prowling and like, that's one. Rawr, right?
You got it. There you go, man.
I was the lamb and they were the wolves. Women was coming up to me in the club and just stroking my dick. And I was like, oh, okay, this is aggressive. I'm not, really? I need to go. I don't feel comfortable, guys. This is the way I'm dressed. I shouldn't wear these shoes with these jeans.
You ain't shit.
I'm all, I feel like a slut. Oh my God, where is my jacket? I'm just gonna wait in the car and smoke weed, guys. This isn't for me. I was like, this is too much.
So for real.
And I was like, yo, I'm not ready for this.
Nah, I mean, I'm kind of the same way in the club too. I'm like, unless like I'm dancing like bachata or like salsa or something that's very like sensual and slow.
Right.
Like it's hard to kind of like fucking like really feel classy.
Super close to.
Oh yeah,
it's not
like,
electricity.
Yeah, of course, yeah, but it's like it's done in a classy way. It's not done in that fucking like that gritty type of shit or whatever. Because I don't do well in that scenario because as much as I keep hearing. Like from like platonic female friends, it's just like, there's nothing worse when I'm just like dubbing some dude up, and then I can just feel like his dick through his pants, like it's creepy, whatever. I can't tell you that next shit. Yeah. But nah, like the thing that will kill me is just like I feel like they were like dubbing me up to find it. I'm like, I know this isn't gonna lead to sex, so my shit will not wake up. Like it'll just be dead. That's exactly what the fuck it's gonna do. So there's might as well be a third ball. That's all it's gonna fucking do at that point.
I can count on one hand the times I closed compared to the times that I ended up cuddling and falling asleep next to a woman. Man, I'm so many best friends. Oh man. I'm over it. I'm like, I got a woman.
And you're gravy after that, man.
Touch her. Oh my God, yeah.
It's that easy, son.
And she's so cool. I say dumb shit all the time. I don't know how to fucking, I have a hard time closing my girlfriend. I'd be like, hey, you want to play with my meaty bits?
My meaty bits?
And she'll be like, let's play meaty bits. I'm like, oh, that's all I love her. We're playing meaty bits tonight.
That's hilarious, bro. It sounds like some Scottish shit. That shit is ridiculous. Holy shit.
I'll say dumb shit. I'm like, I'm feeling some heat in your undercarriage.
You ain't shit. And then you just make it fly from that shit.
I ain't shit.
Jesus, so wow. There you go. So you learn it. That's how this whole shit works,
you chose the right guy.
There you go.
Hell yeah, son.
You ever try being a Jew? Can you even try being a Jew?
Yeah, definitely you can try being a Jew.
But don't you have to marry in? That's how it works.
Yes and no. Yes
okay.
and no. You can follow the laws of Judaism and be a Jewish person. Sammy Davis Jr. was.
I thought he married in. I thought his wife was
your mother has to be a Jewish person to be Jewish, technically, yes. But I don't even get into this. You're gonna give me fucking cancer right now.
No, don't worry.
You're gonna give me cancer right now.
What are we saying? We're just talking about the facts.
There's the aspect of religion.
No, let's talk about Palestine.
There's an aspect of religion and there's an aspect of race when it comes to Jewish people and Judaism and so then a lot of people focus on the racial aspect of Judaism and not so much the religious aspect.
Well, I mean, that's what
anybody could be a Jewish person if they decide to follow all the things that people Judaism do.
Mm-hmm.
If you eat all the right shit, you practice, you go into the mosque, the fucking synagogue, you fucking wearing the yarmulke, you know what I'm saying? You got, you know, you doing all the shit.
Mm-hmm.
You Orthodox. Who's to say you're not?
Mm-hmm. Because that's the thing that kind of confuses me about the whole thing. Because
Ethiopian Jewish people.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I mean, the fucking Star of David's right on their fucking flag, man.
You know what I mean? You can't just say it's just the Russian descendants or just the Middle Eastern descendants. You know?
See, because that's the way I always look at it too. It's just like, all right, you could be Jewish by ethnicity or whatever. Like, you know, you're connected to that tribe and everything, right? So fucking like, you know what happened to Whoopi on
just recently, yeah.
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
She only said something to the effect that, like,
what I was just saying about the race in the
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just like, all right, yeah. It just sparks something.
Like, I'll be right with you, Whoopi. After this episode, it's gonna be me and Whoopi like this. Like, remember when we used to get checks?
I'll play this back for you. We'll see how bad it sounds.
I don't give a fuck. I'm broke now.
Nah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's like an unfair statement, man. Because I think she said something to the effect, and I'm gonna paraphrase like a motherfucker before I fucking get myself in trouble. But something to the effect that, like, what do you call it? That sometimes it doesn't have to have a racial component. Like, fucking just look at what Hitler did to the Jews or whatever, right? And then people got all up in arms. Oh God, but like Jews are like our another race and all this other shit and everything like that. It doesn't feel that way in Brooklyn. I'll tell you that right now. Like, that's it. It almost feels like it's just like certain people are able to weave in easier, and you know, sometimes you can almost like earn whiteness, man. That's kind of how it goes, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, speaking of how, I don't know if in the black community we call it passing. You know, when you're so light skinned enough you can pass to be white. I don't know what they call it in other cultures, but you know, I want to say there's a large percentage of the Latino culture that is like in that realm because you know, originally they were native Indians and they got conquered by Spanish people and they got so indoctrinated with Spanish culture that that's now their culture. They don't have their original Aztec or Mayan culture anymore. They just have Spanish culture and they just speak Spanish. And so now, you know, you got people who bring their Spanish culture, who was not even their culture anymore, their Spanish culture, which is European culture.
Exactly.
And then you got the people who raised them to be Americanized, and they're looking down at the Spanish people like, you're not white enough. and they're like, you don't even speak Spanish. They're like, y'all all European, y'all all got brainwashed.
Of course,
you know what I mean? So so now it's
that's why I found that shit so interesting.
Asian people like this too, Filipinos, you know, it's been like this. There's a whole thing in India about lightening your skin and.
That shit's in the Caribbean too, man.
Yeah, it's
fucking look at you know who Vibes Cartel is?
Vibes Cartel.
Like very, very famous like dance hall.
Okay, yes. Okay,
dude. Fucking this dude fucking washes his face with cake soap. Son, this dude is fucking like literally like maybe 2 shades away from me. Like that's how light this dude is now. And my man was just like black. But like fucking
trying to get that money.
That's really what it is, though.
Trying to cross over.
Cross over the who?
Well, see, look at it. Used to be urban music, urban culture crossing over.
Look at Sandy Soul.
Crossing over. Look. It used to be.
I know black.
It's brainwashing, white supremacy, man. It's self-hate. You know, that's easy to teach. There's scientists that was like, give me a baby, I'll show you how to make a man. You know, you start training them from the youth that you ain't shit and how until I make you shit, then that's what it's gonna be. Okay. But it's also like the way that the culture has been aimed to create what success is always been white. It's always been urban crosses over to pop culture, and what's popular has always been just white people until hip hop took over in the 90s. So now you got McDonald's doing hip hop commercials and
I
shit.
know.
So now
hi hats and 808s in your fucking commercial.
you got a trap
Disgusting.
ass fucking McDonald's commercial now. Shit used to be corny. Now you got State Farm commercial rapping and shit like that. You know what I mean? So like the shit that used to be urban has to be accepted into the whiteness to make money. Now it's like in order for white people to make money, they gotta show diversity and urban equality and shit like that. That's why when Black Lives Matter happened, everybody's like, "Shit, we down." Nike's like, we threw a banner around real quick. We love all the black people. We all buy all our shoes. Like, nobody.
Well, that's why I hate all that fence riding shit. That's the shit that kills me, man. Because like when you're breaking up all the like the Latino shit or whatever, right? This is why like fucking I'm not gonna say it's all Cubans, right? But they be doing that shit. Like, good trying to, hey, I'm white, man. Like, fuck you, bro. Like it's either. You don't get to fucking be this fence rider, basically. Like, I'm white when it's convenient, I'm white when it's not.
Arnaz started that shit, bro.
I know, fam. I know. You don't think I don't know?
But he had to do it because at the time period, racism was so fucking thick.
Oh, that was pure back then.
They was so thick. It was like we only doing the creamiest of whites. Only the creamiest of whites. And he was like, you look like you was a little too close to the fire, Desi. You're a little crispy on the edges.
You're a little cold.
And he was like, no, I'm an American. I was in the army. I just got flavor, baby. I just got flavor. And it was like, all right, well, let him in. He's got flavor. We love tacos. Get him in here. He's just hot sauce, guys. He's just hot sauce.
He's the Taco Bell of Cubans.
He's the Taco Bell.
Exactly that.
And he was able to pass. And because of that, so many Cubans, especially at the time, they were trying to fight Castro. So they was like, we can let all these people in and pass them and make them Americans, and we'll say they're white enough for us.
We should have didn't do that for everybody.
But they didn't do it for black people to the 60s.
I know. Oh, fucking, it's debatable.
I don't know. Have you ever seen Che's special? Michael Che's special?
Oh yeah, it was good.
And he was like, shit, we were just asking for civil rights. Just be civil. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, gay people asking for equal rights. We want to be equal.
Like how you stepping in front of the line.
So that's and so like that's into like. To call it back to the beginning of our conversation, that's why it's like we've been doing pretty good in America. Because you started off with like the creamiest of whites, just the creamiest of whites. We don't Irish people we don't fuck with y'all.
That was off white.
You was off white. You got a little too much red in your white. Got a little too much red in your white. You got a lot of red hair in your white.
It's weird.
We're fucking with the creamiest of whites only.
That's ridiculous.
The pastiest of the creamiest.
There you go. That's it.
That was it. He's like, pilgrims, you've been on the boat under the clouds for 30 years. You come on in.
There's no sun on you.
No sun on you whatsoever. You glow in the dark. Get in here.
That's fucking outrageous.
They're just the creamiest. And then look at us now.
Oh.
We had an orange president.
Now we're really fucking we're from white, black to orange.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's he represents the cream on the inside. He's the Twinkie of white people.
There you go.
Yeah, he still represents all that creamy whiteness on the inside.
I wish there was a different description to describe that too. That's fucking great. Yeah. He's a Halloween themed Twinkie. He's a pumpkin spice.
He's a pumpkin spice. He's a pumpkin spice. Everybody white loves pumpkin spice.
That's true.
They love pumpkin spice. It's a pumpkin spice Twinkie.
Oh fuck, that's hysterical. That's fucking ridiculous.
And they was like, he's pumpkin spice. That's our guy. He represents all the creamy whites. That's 1776. But everybody else is like, yo, we trying to fucking update the Bill of Rights. It's not update the fucking the Declaration of Independence. And if we can't update the documents and update how the documents, then we need to update the laws and the judges and the court systems and the system. If we can't do that, then we just gonna update how we interact with each other on the streets. And that
shit don't work.
It's happening now.
You think so?
Definitely. Dude.
To get
I'm
long
42.
term change though?
I'm 42. I've seen the 80s, I've seen the 90s, I've seen the odds, I've seen the 10s, and now I'm seeing the 20s. I've watched so much different change in the collective consciousness of the world, and people used to Nowadays, you can't do racist shit in your commercial no more without getting caught up. You know how much I grew up. You know how much blackface I saw growing up.
What? I'm not okay. Go on.
I'm just saying.
Ahead,
it wasn't like a bad thing was on TV. It was like you know what I mean. It was just in like and when you grew up in the '80s.
In the '80s, though, I could see the '70s and the '60s.
I grew up in the '80s. I was born in 1979.
Oh yeah, Soul Man. There you go. I was trying to think of an
Soul
example.
Man.
That shit
This
was
is a whole fucking movie with black people in it. They got checks to be in the fucking movie. James Earl Jones is in the fucking movie.
That's a black all-star right there too, son. That's crazy. That's crazy. James Earl Jones. Man.
He's a theatrical Othello actor.
Yes, though, son.
Yeah. Somebody wrote that movie. Somebody budgeted that movie. Somebody casted that movie. Somebody directed that movie. Somebody distributed that movie. Somebody put it out. It was in theaters for a while. It went to tape and DVD. People own this movie.
And it changed people's minds about race. That's the most important.
This is the most racist movie. When you go back and watch it now, when you go watch the movie now, the dinner scene, Leslie Nielsen,
my fucking God.
and how he's imagining him, and he's like,
he's a pimp.
He's like, wait, my fucking chicken, bitch. Give me my motherfucking chicken. Like, he's like, oh my God. He shows him in the African shit, and it's a white dude still in blackface, pretending to be black in a white person's imagination. It's like the inception of racism. It's the inception of racism. It's racism layers on top of racism, and it was written by a white dude too.
Oh no, I can't believe it.
Like, yo. That shit doesn't pass no more. That shit, we progress. Trust.
Okay, I'm sure. That's pretty.
Women ain't playing that shit no more. You think you can be like, hey, toots, hot cakes, give me some coffee. She be like, I'm suing your bitch ass.
That's enough of that shit, baby.
I'm suing your bitch ass. I'm burning my bra in your face.
There you go.
Like, they're not playing that shit no more. The world is definitely a different place, man. You have to be. I grew up in the 90s, man.
I don't know, but don't you think like certain laws have caught up to shit like that to make sure that you're enforcing all of that shit? Because like it would be like
laws now, the Aubrey law. You can't just lynch motherfuckers in the street. You can't lynch people anymore.
Oh, finally, we can finally not lynch people.
Progress. I will take it.
That's true.
I will take it.
I mean, let's go.
It went from 0 years to 30 years. I will take it.
0 years.
It took them 30 years to get it, and you get 30 years to do it if you do it now.
What? So what? They had to make it a federal law because fucking you can't lynch. Like that's murder, right or wrong?
It's still murder, but
how do you get around that then? There's no witnesses, I guess.
Well, the issue is that mob justice shit.
Mm-hmm.
So all of y'all did this. Well, who is the culprit? We gotta fucking investigate. Nobody's.
But nobody snitches on each other, basically. It's just like
because they got all they masks off and they still doing the handshake. You know who's who, and then they go back and they got their hoods on and he's like, "We did a great job, guys." You know,
shit,
and shit, man.
But that's pretty much what I'm trying to get at.
Though, it's brotherhood either.
Yeah.
On either side of the law.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. So,
like, are they really doing an investigation to see what really happened in this hate crime? Because do they give a fuck?
Exactly. There you go, man.
And then you still got people like maybe they do give a fuck and they're not a full-on Nazi, but then you have implied bias, implied racism, implied bias. They just grew up a certain way, and it's like
he probably did it.
Yeah,
or he's dealing drugs anyway. Fuck him.
Exactly.
Hey,
or worse, they might be a person of color and is trying to prove so hard that they go hard for the team that they end up being like the damn 3 officers of colors that watched George Floyd get murdered in front of the white dudes. Like, well, we should for him, but he's the boss.
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
It's like that's the Asian dude standing right there. Like you should know better. Your people was in internment camps. You know what I mean? Like the fuck. You know
if he's Chinese, you ignorant ass.
They were in feudal slavery times to the British.
Jumping out of fucking iPhone factories and shit. They got netting like it's a trapeze act. It's fucking ridiculous, son.
I forgot.
It's crazy, son. So
you know
what
the Uyghurs are still out there being slaves.
Of course, man. Forgot. You know what kills me about all that shit though? You need a charge?
Yeah, but I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
I was just in the stream when this motherfucker died. How about them apples? I gotta pee anyway.
So weird, man. Fuck off. Let me just get this one thought on something. Like, because it just hit me. fucking just how like what do you call it? Like with Asian folks and everything like that. It's just funny to me how it's just like they're in the same hoods as us or whatever. We buy their groceries. They sell us their food. We love them. I love Chinese food, man. That's a gourmet meal back home, man.
Yeah.
It really is, son.
Special night.
It's just like there's such a love and a want to be like, we need to be on this fucking side, basically.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? There's such a pull there that it's just like, it's almost like the same issue with Latino people that, you know, kind of like border on fair or not even fair. It's just like, how do I extricate myself from like the marginalized side of things? Basically.
Right.
That's the shit that fucking kills me. Cause like the minute you said that, I don't know why I was just thinking about that. You know that chick Aquafina?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what do you call it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I read something. What do you call it? I ain't gonna read something.
Aquafina.
Yeah, exactly.
Aquafina.
Yeah.
I know my girl Aquafina.
Yeah, and then
What the fuck are you doing, Aquafina?
exactly
Like
my point.
Jar Jar Binks right now.
Like really hamming this shit up,
Yo.
basically. Son, just the fact that you know, if like I know people that are in Queens that that's how you are. This is how I talk.
Right.
I'm what I am, basically. I feel I'm like, all right, if that's you, that's you. That better be you though. The
Yeah.
fact that you have to fucking go on record and be like, hey man, fucking, I was kind of playing it up. I'm sorry
Right.
if I fucking went up and I fucking threw on a black scent or some shit like that.
So look,
basically,
man.
It's that fence riding shit I'm talking about, man. I don't like it, man. You're
I-
all the way in or you're all the way out, man. That's it. That's the only way it works, man. I wear a fucking Ecuadorian fucking gator all over the places. I'm just like, yo, I'm not with this shit. And I never have been. Don't you ever confuse me for this shit. So when I see people doing shit like that, I'm like, nah, you're all the way on, you're all the way the fuck off. We gotta have
I wish the world was so black and white.
Mhm.
It's messy, man. People are confused.
Mhm.
She might think she was actually that person, and then when everybody started calling her out, she's like, "Oh shit, maybe I'm that person."
Come the fuck on, son.
She might like, look, man. I know people that, like I said, man, I grew up in the '90s where hip hop was such a large influence of people's lives
Mhm.
that they changed their entire lives. You grew up, you see these white kids in the suburbs, all of a sudden they got their head sideways and they baggy clothes and wearing backwards clothes, crisscross and shit. White people calling themselves niggas.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yo,
That's
I was like, I'd rather them call themselves than them calling me nigga. I'll take it.
So that shit always bugs me to look out, man. And then like that's some other shit that it's just like always get worried like being on stage and being too comfortable. Because like living here is the only time that I ever had to like really check myself on just being like, what if I just drop nigga in conversation? Like just talking. For being in New York, man, like fucking being a Puerto Rican cat of Dominican, like we're in the mix, man.
Yeah.
Same
You're
thing.
an African.
Essentially, man. Fucking what do you call it?
See,
Obviously there's a lot more of something else here. But fucking, I don't know, at the end of the day, man, it's just like it's just fucked because I don't know. Like being out here and then like having like people kind of look at me sideways, particularly white people, and be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm just like, I don't want to hear this from you. Because I've lived 31 years on this planet. I've been down south. I've been everywhere in this fucking country. And then for some reason here, it's uncomfortable. I don't know if it's the time. I don't know if it's the place, man.
They're uncomfortable.
Has it been like that? Like I don't know. It's a different experience.
You know the history of Oregon?
It was supposed to be like a white separatist state, wasn't it?
It wasn't a white separatist state. It was just white people living here, and during the Civil War and during slavery and everything, they were like, we're not really with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, we're not choosing a side, but we just gonna outlaw black people.
But I'm not with this shit.
We're not choosing sides. We just gonna stay out of there with Switzerland. We gonna stay out.
Got you.
But and then if a black person did happen to cross their border and was like, well, I have to escape. I have to here. It's like, well, we're just gonna beat you every until you leave.
Jesus.
And we just beat them every day. And it's like, all right, fine, I'll leave.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Down to California.
That's exactly what happened.
I know.
Yeah,
Son.
everybody
I
went
know.
to Los Angeles. They not beating us here. We can start a community.
That shit is crazy. Man.
So yeah, man. You know, Oregon has a lot of white guilt. A lot of a lot of generational people who witnessed their family be super racist, and now they are more liberal and open-minded, and they listen to Travis Scott and Drake and shit, and they're like,
I like those guys.
They, they're cool. They got their tattoos. They like hip hop and shit. They,
It's always.
They like black women.
Mhm.
They just have a different experience, and so they will want to be supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas their fathers might have had the same feelings that their sons have, but they weren't vocal at all. They would just watch black women get beat and watch Rodney King, and they just like, oh man, those people got tough. Hey son, don't be like those guys. And then their sons grew up listening to hip hop and breakdancing and shit, and having all the black friends playing basketball and shit. And then their sons is like, yo, man, this is fucked up, man. Nah, we can do better. And that's where these young 20s, white kids is coming out. And it was like, no, fuck this shit. I got a voice, I got a platform, I got friends of all different ethnicities, colors, races, genders, spectrums, and transgenders, and it's a different world. You old motherfuckers is fucked up, and a lot of us older people is black and white. We don't like the fit shit, but it's like I said, man. We don't only know human beings on the planet. We gotta let everybody in.
Yeah, no.
Whether you confused, you on the fence, you all the way left, you all the way right. I don't give a fuck. There's people